time my mom had gone through it. So when I first got it, it was a shock to me because I didn't expect I would get it.
Go through it was to know somebody else has gone through it and conquered. And not only am I here as a living to our channel at We Are Campo. If you're new here, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. On the road to 200,000. We're about to hit that. Let's hit it before the end of May. Turn on the notification bell for new videos. So today is May 15th, 2023, and it's Hyperemesis Gravidarium Awareness Day. And so this is so special and close to my heart because I have gone through Hyperemesis Gravidarium 4 times with each pregnancy. So in short, what Hyperemesis Gravidarium is, it's an extreme morning sickness that one has throughout 9 months of their pregnancy. I had this with all my 4 children, and having to be throwing up between 30 to 50 times a day for the entire 9 months until when you're in labor. I know some of you have watched my delivery video and people make fun you had corn in your hands, but that was actually to help me to get strength to push because I'd just been throwing up and throwing up and throwing up. And so the awareness out there, it's not known because people start to think, especially in Africa, people think that maybe you're cursed, maybe, you know, they think you're pretending, you're not handling your pregnancy like other women, and why you pretending that you're more special, because it comes with so many ridiculous demands. There's light sensitivity, you just want to be in a dark room. There's sensitivity to phones and the radiation and everything. And we have a group, Hyperemesis Gravidarium Kenya Warriors. We have a group, and if you are in Kenya and you want to be part of us, you can actually every part of the world, but it's mainly best in Kenya. We also have people in America who have joined us. Please let us know. We have a WhatsApp group that is good for the support and just knowing, because even postpartum, after the trauma that what that pregnancy did to you continues with you even in years after. And so this is our awareness day, and I just want to use my platform to talk about Hyperemesis Gravidarium for the women out there who are going through it, who have gone through it, and about people who do not know about it. Because even in my time, like when I had Tehila, I am outside, so there's a lot of noise. I apologize. So in my time, when we had Tehila, even the doctors had no idea what was happening, and so many people have been misdiagnosed, and what they tell you is just to abort your child, and there's really no hope. But once you know what you're dealing with, that I'm dealing with Hyperemesis Gravidarium, okay, so other women have heard it. Because another thing is being stigmatized, like you are the only one, you're the only one of your generation, you're the only one of your kind, you're the only one of your people, and it becomes something hard to go through, and you need a support system because you enter into depression. And I thank God for my husband that he was there throughout all my pregnancies. He left everything just to help me to go through that. I would have never gone through it without it, with the support of him and his family and my family just coming together. That is what it took for me to be able to go through this. And I never knew, after Tehila, I knew I was done with pregnancy, I was good. But I thank God that through his mercies and through his faithfulness, he enabled me to go through it many times. And I always wondered, why, God, why did you choose me? But later on, I've realized that I've become a beacon of hope for mothers who are going through it for their first time, those who are going through it the second time, those who have said, after the first time, I'm not doing this again. But once you show them, oh, I did it 4 times, and like, oh, there's hope, maybe I can have more children. But anyway, that is why I really want to maximize on this day and make sure that people know. If you know somebody who is going through it, if you hear somebody, their morning sickness is not ending after 3 months, you think the first trimester that, oh, it is, and then it's the whole day, and they can't do anything, and they can't move, and they're shut off from society. I remember every time I'm pregnant, I shut off all my social medias. Yet I'm somebody who loves social media. I'm constantly updating, tweeting, you know, Instagram stories, all this. I'm really But once I get into this mode, it really affects you and you shut off completely. And so if you know somebody who's going through this, please let them know it is Hyperemesis Gravidarium. Again, it is not yet known. That's why we're using this day. There's a foundation which is called the Heart Foundation that is constantly using May 15th to let the world know that there is a condition called Hyperemesis Gravidarium, where their pregnancy can be extremely difficult. And for those who are not in the word, I encourage you to have God in you to help you walk through this, because you can reach a point where you don't believe in anything and you give up on the baby. I know of ladies who have given up on their children, and I wouldn't judge them, but I know that when you have God, God helps you. He does not give you any mountain that you cannot climb. He does not give you something that you cannot overcome. While you're in it, you feel like you cannot. Like, I'm telling you, I was constant. By the third time, by my third pregnancy, I was just like, take me, Lord. Like, I do not know how I got into this again. But we thank God again for his faithfulness that is constantly in our lives. And so my husband's going to ask me a few questions about this and what would like people to know about Hyperemesis Gravidarium. I'm going to show you a few of my pictures, that what it did to me when I was pregnant, all the way from Tehila's pregnancy. I really didn't take much pictures then, because I didn't I looked like a corpse, like ready to be buried. And so I really strayed. But by Zuriel, I have a few pictures, and you can see just my bones cleaving in, and that is already by my second pregnancy. By my third pregnancy, I've been able to find only one picture, and that's because the brethren from church came to see me. And again, I'm just so overwhelmed. By Theophany, I had this channel, and I would struggle. I remember with Reverend, we'll sit down, even just the announcement video, we will start, and when the lights come on, I'll throw up, and then it come back, and just editing that, I would personally edit those videos, because there was so much throwing up in any video we did when I was pregnant with Theophany. It was constant throwing up and constant spitting. I had what was called pituitarism. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well, where you just overflow of saliva, and it doesn't stop until even after the babies come, about 1 week, 2 weeks, you still have saliva. I am smiling about it now, but even then you get really stigmatized a lot. I used to get thrown out from like supermarkets, you know, the grocery store. They'll be like, because I'd walk with a bucket. And this is where I really thank the congregation of Gospel Tabernacle Worship Center, because they were so helpful in making sure that I did not feel like, oh, pastor is not needed, reverend is not needed here this time with her bucket of saliva, with her bucket of spit. I continued ministry, you know, just to help my mind keep going, which I would only do 1 day a week, because from Monday to Saturday I was constantly depressed and my body could not handle it. I couldn't even just get up to go anywhere because I was so weak. My legs were weak. With Tehila, I did not walk for 6 months because I had no energy in my legs. I would stand up and fall. So I was on a wheelchair, and Reverend Solomon will push me. Again, the support system is really needed for a woman going through Hyperemesis Gravidarium. And there are things that you don't even want to hear, because people are like, oh, you should be grateful, you're still pregnant, you still have a child. And then those are things that really put you into more depression, because you're like, why can't I carry a baby like every other woman? And they come out with their bumps and they're smiling and they look so beautiful, and you're like, why am I going through this? Why can't I just be like any other normal? And I am from Kambani, like I'm Kamba by tribe, and we are unfortunately known for witchcraft, and everybody kept thinking I've been bewitched by my people in Ukambani, but no, that was not the case. Because I would walk with my bucket and people are like, you know, you're Kamba, this your Kamba, people are just bewitching you with your pregnancy, you don't marry to a foreigner and all that, nobody wants to see you proceed. But it wasn't that. So the stigmatization around Hyperemesis Gravidarium is what this awareness day is about. We're trying to bring awareness to families, awareness to spouses, that you should understand what your spouse is going through. It is normal. Hyperemesis Gravidarum. It's abnormal for others, but it is normal if it is in that sense, like this is what they're going through. Not, oh, you're so abnormal, why you pretending? Another thing nice to get is, why you pretending? From older women, why are you pretending? That's not how pregnancy is. In our day, we would carry pregnancy until you're 8 months is when somebody notices. Oh, in our day, you would carry until you're giving birth. That's when they're. But these days, you ladies, you want to be carried softly, you know. And you know those words will hurt you. They will hurt you. Like, yeah, I know. I also don't want to for me, by 5 weeks, I'm already spitting. Everybody knows I'm pregnant. I also want to hide my pregnancy until I'm 3, 4, 5 months. But you cannot, because you're already throwing up. Everybody just, oh my word, she's pregnant again. And even just getting pregnant again, I felt like it was not good news for the people around me, because they felt like, wow, you went through that, why are you pregnant again? And I would even be scared to say, I'm pregnant. You're pregnant. People are like, no, you can't be. Why would you do that again? It was never good news to people that I'm pregnant again. And so Hyperemesis Gravidarium Awareness Day, thank you Heart Foundation for giving us the May 15th to let the world know about Hyperemesis Gravidarium. So here are a few questions. So we've come together with HG Warriors Kenya just in this awareness day, where we'll talk, me and some other mothers, as we answer some questions and be able to bring awareness to this day. Thank you.
I'm Washeke Mwangi. I'm a mother of 2. I've had HG with both of my children. I first learned about HG through social media. The royal family, Kate Middleton, when she was suffering from HG, we had spoken about it previously with my family, my sister and my mom. My mom had gone through it, so when I first got it, it was a shock to me because I didn't expect I would get it. It was a difficult time for me. However, my family was there for me. I was able to get the full support that I required at the time. My spouse was also present through the difficult time, the pregnancy. And also I had a good doctor who was able to offer me support in terms of medical intervention. I was able to get good medical treatment for HG, and he could understand, he understands HG and the treatment that goes with HG. So that was good for me, because I know some people don't get that. I also went through HG. Is very demanding. Some of the ridiculous demand that I got from HG is like bright light would trigger me to vomit a lot, and also even phone, even talking to people. So I prefer to stay in the dark and in a quiet place because the triggers are so high, but I overcame all that. I would like the world to know that women who are going through HG, they are not being dramatic, or they don't want, it's not that they are seeking attention, too much attention. It's not your usual morning sickness. HG is much deeper and requires medical attention, requires good support and understanding from the people around the mom who is going through HG. And I would request we support all the women who are going through HG. And also for the caregivers, we also be there for them because they also go through a lot of mental breakdown, seeing the mom going through a hard time. And also like this time that we are celebrating the HG awareness on 15th of May, that we all come up and create awareness around us, in our families, at our workplaces, so that people can be able to know what HG is, because many think it's morning sickness, but this is different. It's much different. Even treatment is different. The mom need to be taken.
All right, following the format of the Hyperemesis Gravidarium awareness videos, what is your name?
My name is Reverend Elizabeth Ocampo.
And how many Hyperemesis Gravidarium pregnancies have you had?
I have had 4 HG pregnancies.
Next question. When did you first hear about HG, or who diagnosed you?
I was diagnosed right here in the Philippines. I got pregnant here right after my wedding. But the first 3 weeks of my pregnancy, we didn't know what was going on because I was just throwing up too much. I was so weak that I had crazy demands. Like, I didn't want to hear Tagalog being spoke. The moment somebody spoke in Tagalog, I would throw up, you know. And so we didn't know what it was. But finally, after going through many hospitals, we had a OB who told us, a gynecologist who told us this is called Hyperemesis Gravidarium. So it was in 2015. Yeah.
All right. What was your family's reaction to your first HG?
My family was very shocked and concerned, and very concerned, because the pictures I was sending home, I came to the Philippines a beautiful bride, and then in few weeks I deteriorated to a corpse. And so yeah, it was just a matter of shock.
Okay, next is, did you have a support system, and how important was it for you, for others to understand what you were going through?
I had a wonderful support system, especially the first 3 pregnancies. By the 4th, and I think I was strong enough to go through it alone. But yes, the most important support system was my husband. Again, I cannot emphasize how important it is for husbands to support their wives going through this, because they are with you in the beginning and all through. And you know, I know most were just thrown back to their mothers or thrown back to, but yes, it was very important to me that my husband was there constantly with me. And if that's not the case with you, maybe your sister, your parent, because you can do anything. You can go to the toilet, you can bathe. I have talked with other HG mothers. I did not bathe for 9 months. Like, that's not something I want out there, but you cannot bathe. The moment you enter the bathroom, you are throwing up. You're dirtier than you entered. You're throwing up so much and everywhere. And I don't know what it has with toothbrushes. All my teeth got messed up because of my HG pregnancies. Constantly throwing up, brushing your teeth, throwing up. Yes, so I couldn't brush my teeth also.
Wow. Okay, next. What are some of the ridiculous demands your HG pregnancy demanded from you?
I already mentioned one of them was I could not hear Tagalog. I don't know why. I think because it was connected to the baby I was carrying. And another thing is the kind of shampoo that Reverend Solomon used. I could not stand the smell. I could not stand the smell of anything, but the smell that had his cologne, his shampoo, and the funny thing is, still to date, the ones I found him with at that time, he had to switch everything. So that it demanded that from me. And ridiculous demands also was I couldn't hold a phone for too long. Yeah, like I could literally feel the radiation hitting me. And so other demands, I couldn't brush my teeth, like I mentioned. I couldn't bathe. I couldn't, there's so much I could. With Sandy, I would be what is it called, babe? I would be, remember there I couldn't walk. I wouldn't walk. I would go to church on Sunday, and that would disable me for the whole week. I wouldn't be able to walk because my back couldn't move. Like, I would be like this, and I'd have to wear diapers, and my husband would have to change me and all that. So yeah, big up to my husband for going through all that.
Okay, what would you like the world to know about HG?
I would love the world to know that it is there, number one, because people do not agree it is there. They just feel like you're oversensitive, you're over hyper, you're just pretending and all that. That we want the world, I know every HG mother, we want the world to know that it is there, and to help us find a way to cure this thing. Because I know there are things that can help. I know by the time I had theophany, I had the shots of doxylamine. They helped me through my first trimester, but by second and third, nothing was helping anymore. But through the first, it helped my saliva control come less, and once the saliva is less, I was throwing up less. And so, but that wasn't there with the other 3. So I know that we can pray towards scientists finding ways to bring a cure to this. And if you know anybody going through it, just standing there in the gap for them, and knowing that that is a condition. It is not them pretending, it's not them being bewitched, It's not them bringing drama around their pregnancy. No, it is a condition.
Okay, what did Hyperemesis Gravidarium rob you of?
Hyperemesis robbed me of my life stopped every time I was pregnant. It literally came to a halt. And so for all those children, that was like 4 years of my life just coming to a stop. So yeah, it robbed me of time.
Wow. Okay, what kept you going, and what would you tell someone who's going through it?
What kept me going was my support system and my faith in that God has given me this baby, and so God will bring it into completion, that I will see this child. And you know, the voices of the world are so loud because your doctor is constantly telling you do not have to go through this. Your life is more important than the baby that we're not seeing. In fact, they call it a fetus. And I'm like, no, this baby is important. So that's what kept me going. It's just knowing that God gave me the baby and God will help me see them. And now you see my 4 children. You see each one of them. Which one did the doctors want me to sacrifice? So, that's what kept me going.
What would you want to say to someone who's going through HG?
Somebody who is going through it, what helped me go through it was to know somebody else has gone through it and conquered. And not only am I here as a living testimony, I am here to encourage you, to tell you that you can go through this no matter how difficult and dark the day looks like. I remember in my time, the example that I had was Kate Middleton. She was on the papers because I researched it on Google, and I found that she went through it, and I thought, wow, a whole duchess, or that time now a princess, has gone through this. I'm sure she had so many nurses, but to me it was like she went through it. She like, wow. And so it just gave me strength that there are others who are going through it. So may you find strength in knowing that you are not alone, that we have gone through it, we have overcome, and we have set forth footsteps ahead to show you that you can overcome. And at the end, while you hold your bundle of joy, you'll be in so much gratitude that you are able to sustain and hold on to the end. I am Reverend Elizabeth Munya Campo, and I am a HG warrior. Yes! Guys, thank you so much for subscribing to our channel. Thank you so much for listening to our HG Awareness Day. I asked the other ladies to share their stories. We'll see if they are able to get the courage. But we do have a group, HG Warriors Kenya, that is headed by Elizabeth Franklin. Big up to you. Thank you so much for opening it up for other ladies who are able to just get support and strength from that. Even right now, we're currently going with 3 ladies who are going through it, and just encouraging them every day, daily encouragement. Even though you can't hold your phone, most of us have the same symptoms, just wanting to be in a dark room, just not being able to bathe, brush your teeth, all that stuff, and just other demands that the body just demands of you that nobody's able to understand except your fellow HG, but this HG mother. But this Awareness Day is being able to help those around you understand. Thank you so much, and may God truly bless you. Bye-bye.